circumstance often just decide it's not worth it anymore. They won't come out of their corners. It's the end of their careers. They just don't want to get hit anymore. Ike Quartey, who couldn't need this less because he's such a successful businessman in Ghana, in the construction business, is still out here trying. He's a proud man. He won't give up. He'll fight to the end, an end that looks like it will be a bitter end, but for him, a fighting end.
But also in that same realm, too, I'm looking at Winky. 3 of his most aggressive fights that he's had in his entire career is at this stage now, when a lot of veteran fighters are fighting more defensive now, but he's doing just the opposite.
And this is Quartey's most spirited rally of the fight in the last 15 or 20 seconds. Winky stopped throwing punches, and Quartey got a chance to land several sharp blows to the body, a left hook upstairs, but he can't hurt Wright. And because he cannot hurt him at this point, he's in tremendous difficulty in the fight, having already been knocked down twice and having lost virtually every round. Quartey, according to his promoter Lou DiBella, is worth $15 million or more. He's building a 200-bed hospital in Accra, Ghana right now. Already, he is the builder of hotels and other large structures there. Break. Can I get a break?
Unlike his father, who had 27 children, I guess he's more for population control. He only has 2.
0 population growth. In case you missed that Larry Merchant observation before the fight, let's just make it one more time. He's the youngest of 27 children. He has a sister who's how old, Larry?
85.
Ike Quartey.
Sure that's not his great-grandmother?
It's his great-grand-sister.
Winky Wright has 2 beautiful children.
Come on. Break. All right, don't point. Stop. Break.
Ages 11 and 13.
This fight has gone exactly as was expected.
Yeah, and when one guy through 10 rounds has landed 230 punches and the other guy's landed 138, unless there's a huge difference in power, you know who's going to win.
And here's Winky standing and delivering. As you said throughout the night, Emmanuel, it's not quite the same Winky.
No, but he's more of a fighter now. He's willing to get hit more, fight, and he's getting hit once again. There's 3 fights in a row that he's getting hit a lot.
Yep, but he's going to wind up throwing more than 1,000 punches in the fight. He's already thrown more punches in the fight than ever before. So Winky Wright continues to become an increasingly offensive fighter very late in his career. Turned 35 this past week.
And he's getting hit also.
Got one more, and that's it.
In his career. He's throwing more punches and receiving more punches.
Don't get careless. Keep your defense tight. Don't let your hands down. Keep yourself moving.
There's the last round. There's the last round.
Don't stand there and climb up.
Make sure you don't make any mistakes. There's the last round. There's the last round. Make sure you don't make any mistakes. Make sure you don't make any mistake. Keep your hands up. Make sure you're all right. Breathe. Take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. And this is the last one.
That was a concession speech from the corner of Quartey. They want to see him go out on his feet. And I think it's the right speech to give him.
Yeah, I definitely don't think they believe that he's ahead on points. And that's why they're saying don't make a mistake.
Through round 11, Winky Wright had thrown 940 punches. So if he throws 60 punches in this round, and I believe he probably will, he'll wind up throwing 1,000 punches in the fight. That's a career high already for Wright. Again, it underlines the degree to which he is continuing to evolve as an offensive fighter. And as Emmanuel Stewart said, yeah, he's getting hit more, but he could afford to get hit more. As brilliant as a defender as he was a couple of years ago.
Yes, well, and also he's got a good chin, too.
Well, we saw a similar evolution, for example, with Chris Berg. Now, in the last few years as a heavyweight, how he would stand and fight.
And actually won the controversial decision over Kendra for Quinder simply because he actually was too aggressive in the latter part of the fight.
And Winky standing still now and letting Quartey bomb away. Ike Quartey has thrown about the last 20 or 30 punches unanswered as Wright simply stands in a peekaboo stance and allows Quartey to empty his punching inventory. Maybe Winky winds up not throwing 1,000 punches in the fight.
Is this Winky?
He was waiting and saving it all to come back with a good volley to finish up the round, Good.
I think it's Winky paying homage to an old friend.
No, I think he was just trying to hold on to save all his energy for one final outburst. But when you're fighting and you keep your hands up over your head, even though you're blocking blows, strong punches landing on your gloves, it still jars the brain. And when you go through so many years of that, they have their effect. As long as you're getting hit, even if they're on the gloves or elbows, eventually it starts busting your body out.
Boxing is a sport where it would be very dangerous to pay homage to an old friend.
Ike Quartey may be able to go out saying he won the 12th round, the last round of his career, presumably.
And if it's the last round of his career, Quartey goes out having lost to 4 of the most prominent fighters of his generation: Oscar De La Hoya, Fernando Vargas, Vernon Forrest, and Winky Wright. That's a legitimate who's who. Ike Quartey fought the best, basically has not been able to beat the best, but he was there round after round. Winky Wright trying to close the show for his fans.
This is like seeing a glacier in the Caribbean. We've never seen Winky do that.
Well, within the last month, guys, within the last month, statements have been made by the top 3 pound-for-pound fighters in the sport. Mayweather made his statement against Vladimir, Pacquiao made his statement against Morales, and tonight Winky Wright made his statement against Ike Quartey.
I think the statements of Pacquiao and Winky rang loudest.
Daniel O'Dampton, longtime trainer of Ike Quartey, with a friendly smile and a hug for Winky Wright. 2 old friends who, as Larry told you, actually lived together in the same hotel in Paris for a while when both were promoted by the Acaris brothers in Paris. At that time, Quartey was the star. Tonight, he was still a star, but he was beaten by the superstar, Winky Wright. And very quickly, let's look at the 3 judges who don't seem to have that difficult a job this evening. Dave Moretti, veteran, talented judge. Notable fight. Taylor over Hopkins, 115-113 in their second fight. That was a unanimous decision that night, all 3 scored it that way. Don Trella of Connecticut, only 2 title fights, had Miguel Cotto beating Paulie Malignaggi in what was apparently a tougher fight for Cotto than his fight against Carlos Quintana tonight. And Peter Trematera had Antonio Tarver 117 and 111 over Jones in their third fight here in this arena in October a year ago. Those scores were 16-12, 16-12, 17-11 for Tarver. Now Lupe Contreras stands by with the official numbers on Winky Wright, Ike Quartey.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 12 rounds of boxing, the official scorecard reads as follows. Judges Moretti and Trella scored about identically at 117-110. And Judge Trematera scores it 117-109 for the winner by way of unanimous decision, Ronald Winky Wright.
Winky Wright fights in his hometown for the first time in 14 years. Well, actually across the bay from his hometown, in his home area, and makes it a very successful homecoming with an easy victory in a well-planned, well-fought outing against Ike Quartey. Final CompuBox numbers, and let's see if Wright got to 1,000. 1,011. He threw 71 punches, even while sometimes rope-a-doping in that last round, and winds up throwing nearly 370 punches more than Ike Quartey, landing 95 more punches than Ike Quartey. They both landed, interestingly, at the same overall percentage. Wright a little bit more accurate with his power punches, 201 out of 524. That's the most power punches he's ever thrown in a fight. And Quartey, 151 out of 432, a pretty typical Ike Quartey effort against good opponents.